Hey everybody, this is Devin Vanderson coming back at you with another Game Changer Shorts. Thank you for joining us once again. You know, the Game Changer Shorts are an exciting video series that I have going on where I go across the world trying to interview some of the biggest game changers in life, in business, out here in the world. And today is like no other. I am so excited to have not only a good friend, but an amazing woman who's doing some really powerful stuff throughout the world, Miss Carolyn Freyer-Jones. How are you doing, Carolyn?
I'm doing great. Thanks for getting my name right. I'm so excited. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yes, I'm happy to have this as a live interview. We've oftentimes have been doing some video interviews.
Yep.
So Carolyn and I are in Arizona. It's about 103 degrees outside.
So nice.
And so nice and loving it. So a little about Carolyn, and I'll allow her to get into her story, but she may not say, to me, I don't know a better coach in the world. She is probably one of, or the best coach I know in the world. She works with leaders, and she really just makes a difference in so many people's lives. So I wanted to acknowledge you for that. So much so where she has an amazing coaching school that we'll talk about later on that will be in 2019 and launching, so we can get into that. But for today, why don't you tell the audience a little about yourself?
About myself. Well, of course, we have to say that I'm from New York. Devin's from New York.
That's right.
That is a game changer right there.
That's right.
And my story, to me, my real story really began when I became a student at the University of Santa Monica in their master's program in spiritual psychology, because I walked into that program definitely a victim, definitely someone who thought my life was not what it should be, and I was unhappy, and I was upset with my parents, and I was, 28, relatively newly married and in a job that I was okay with, but not that fulfilled. And I thought, well, I talked about wanting to be a therapist for a long time, and I thought, well, I found this program where I was like, spiritual psychology, what's that? And that program was really my game changer, because I really learned that it was my life, it was nobody else's, and it was important to take personal responsibility, and that it was that my life really wasn't what I thought it was, that I had a lot of things in my life that were beautiful that I wasn't really recognizing, and then I got to look at all the ways that I had created beliefs inside about myself and about my family and about my world that were all made up, and that I had really set up inside of me. And thoughts about my husband, judgments, lots of judgments. I was a really good judger.
Yeah.
And it was a game changer to really let go of a huge amount of judgment and become someone in the world who was willing to drop that behavior.
Right.
Doesn't mean I don't judge,
right,
but I have a lot more clarity around when I'm judging. I know how to do the work when I am, and I know that separates me.
Right. And that's powerful, Carolyn. And you made a point of when you went. So you had said something where I was in this job, it was all right, but really wasn't fulfilled. And a lot of people, I'm sure, can identify with that out there, that they're in either a job or a relationship that's all right, maybe it's comfortable, but they know there's something more. What was it in that moment? What was the awareness that you came to that you were like, I need to...
Well, the real awareness was I worked in a graphic design firm, and I was the head of new business development and marketing. And the people were great, they were creative, but I had started doing some work of my own in therapy and realizing that I had essentially created a workplace for myself that was repeating the exact family dynamics that I grew up with, which was kind of a little bit like sometimes crazy town.
Right.
And I love my parents and I love my family, but no one would argue that we had some crazy town going on.
Right.
And here I was now in a workplace where I was like, oh my God, I've recreated the same thing. And I wasn't on purpose in terms of my own contribution as well. So in addition to that, I was good at my job. I mean, I was a good salesperson, but I wasn't involved in work that meant something to me.
Yeah. And what do you say, like, to people, and you coach a lot of different people, and I'm sure, they come to you and they say, I'm in work that doesn't mean anything to me. what kind of suggestions would you give people listening
Right.
in?
Well, I mean, my first question for people who are in that situation is, well, let's start talking about what would be meaningful to you. Tell me a little bit about what did you want when you were young? Like, what are the things that matter to you? And sometimes we can do enough work that they realize, oh my gosh, I have a lot I can contribute in this job. It's not the job, it's me. Sometimes it's not the job, right? And then sometimes it's like, no, it's really the job. I'm not on purpose with the area I want to be making a difference in, and that needs to change.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
And what's the impact of that? Like you make the change, then what? How do you?
I mean, to me, wherever you go, there you are, right?
Right.
So like, I ended up graduating from the University of Santa Monica. I ended up taking a job there because it changed my life so much. And guess what? I was still me. I still had issues to look at that got recreated at work with my boss and with amazing people. And now I had a lot more tools and skills under my belt for how to work with it, but it didn't mean everything went away.
Right.
Because those were mine to work with.
And that's what I really appreciate and respect about you, that like the work is never done. And I think that's part of being like a game changer out here, right? Of like the learning, the wanting to continue to learn and on this kind of path towards whether it's mastery or whatever you're trying to recreate in your life, that the learning never ends, right?
Yeah, no, I feel very strongly about that. Not only does the learning never end, the growth is a real choice, and also opportunities to look at oneself and life situations that happen that are like, oh wow, what is this reflecting to me?
Right.
Oh, look at this place inside where I'm an upset or a wrongness or againstness. Oh, look at that.
Right. And that's where the growth comes, right?
Yeah.
Like wherever I go, like you said, there I am.
Yeah.
If I can get in the practice of what part did I play, right? Maybe the job is there's something in the job.
Sure.
Maybe the relationship is, but that isn't going to allow me to grow. What's really going to allow me to grow is what part did I play and how can I learn from it, right?
One of my favorite questions is, how did I create, promote, or allow this?
Say that again. Say that again.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that came out of a seminar I took. I was like, how did I create, promote, or allow this? And it's a really good one, right? Because we can always be like,
Right.
well, maybe I didn't create this, but I allowed it.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
I know you guys are tuning in, think right now
Yeah,
in
that
that
you have something going
situation, apply that
Right,
question.
create, promote, because they're very different,
Right.
right? I didn't create it, but I promoted it.
Right.
Or I didn't create it, but I allowed it,
Wow.
right?
Powerful.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this whole series is game changing. Obviously, I think you're one of the most powerful game changers out there, not just because you're from New York, because I know of your work, but for you, like when you think of someone, you know, we have this distinction that we talk about being in the stands versus on the court, or being a spectator versus a game changer. But like, what do you think when you think about being a game changer, either in your life or in the life of others?
I mean, to me, it really requires both, right? I don't think I could be a game changer in the lives of others if I wasn't willing to be a game changer in my own life. I think that's a requirement, right? I can't take people into territory that I've never gone. So it's like I've had a lot of different situations in my life that have been what I perceive and experience as big game changer moments. And so that allows me to serve other people as they either face theirs or walk into theirs or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So, and that included, leaving my job at the University of Santa Monica was a big game-changing moment. That includes, walking my best friend and business partner through her health crisis twice. And she ultimately died. That was huge and a big game changer for me, both personally and professionally. I mean, really big life situations that required enormous digging deep and really not knowing I had the resources to walk through those situations.
Yeah, and some difficult situations.
Yeah.
And, in the moment, I think as we've gone through many of these life-changing, game-changing experiences, kind of we know, right, when we get through that there is a learning, there is but when you're in it, it could be very difficult. And I think that's sometimes, I know you talk about like bypassing some things and not allowing yourself to feel it, but it's normal. It's normal
Totally.
to right. Yeah.
But also I think with game changing situations, the thing that I really work with, and I started to early on, and really do this with others, and I see you doing this, is like, I don't have to wait for it to be game changing. Like, I can right now, in the midst of a really difficult situation, being like, I'm claiming the learnings now.
That's right.
I'm not waiting.
That's right. So right.
Yeah.
And speaking of not waiting, you got something really exciting going on.
I do.
That I want you to share with the world out there. And I'll just turn it over to you because I think it's really exciting.
So, well, it's also exciting because Devin is a faculty member at my school. It's the CFJ Coaching Successful, and it's a school for professional coaches, whether they're newer coaches who are just getting into the game or people who are more seasoned. And the whole school at 6 months is focused on how do you grow your business through what we would call heart-centered service. And that comes out of my many, many, many years of being coached by the Godfather, Steve Chandler, and his prosperous coach work. And this is a school where people can come and learn in real time how to start growing their business in such a way that is going to strengthen their bank account and really allow them to make a bigger impact. And I love working with coaches. I've been working with coaches for, over 10 years. I developed and taught at the University of Santa Monica their soul-centered professional coaching program. So I have a lot of experience working with coaches on the journey of, oh my God, how do I do this? How does it work? If I can, will someone pay me to, wow, I'm an earning coach, but I want to take my practice to the next level. And I love doing that work, and I love supporting coaches in that way, because I think it's the best profession on the planet, as our coach Steve Chandler says. And this is so many coaches get coaching training from lots of places, right? But they do not get trained in how to grow their business, and that is a big miss.
Right.
And I'm so grateful that that was not my journey. Yeah. And I want to be a stand for not only coaches, but look, this is a female-led school with great male faculty, and I love that. I love, because to me the profession is made up predominantly of women, even though there are great men in it. And I love creating a school that's like everyone can come and learn.
Right. And by the way, this is the beauty of live video, that Carolyn is so powerful that she talks about her school, and people who work at the hotel sneak in just to hear a little about the CFJ.
They're all they're all coming out of the woodwork to learn about this. They are.
And I really can't reiterate, all jokes aside, that when it comes to heart-centered, soul-centered service, and not only making an impact through your coaching, but also the important business part of building a prosperous, successful business, there's probably no better teacher than Carolyn. And this school, I am honored and excited to be a part of, because I already know the transformation that it will have on the coaches that show up, but also the ripple effect that it has out there in the world.
Absolutely. And to me, what's exciting about it is, we already have people enrolling. We have coaches coming from Hawaii once a month. We have people coming from the East Coast once a month. And it's a place where, if you're a coach, to me, one of the things that's kind of a not as well known in the industry, if you learn how to be a really good business owner and enroller of people into your practice, you become a better coach. Right. So that's exciting to me. So it's a place where people can come and learn and grow and get messy, and that's important as a professional coach. It's like any profession, we have to learn how to do this, and it starts, as you know, at the end of January, and it'll be 6 months, and it's one 2.5 day live session a month with lots of stuff in between. And I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled because Devin's participating as faculty, Steve Chandler is participating as faculty, one of my good friends and colleagues, Stephen McGee, is participating as faculty, and it doesn't get any better than getting 50 coaches in a room. Yeah.
It's going to be a great program for years to come. And so if people are interested in either finding you and what you're up to, or your coaching school, what is the best way for people to?
Freyer-Jones.com. So Freyer-Jones.com. Google, you'll find me. And anybody who's in your community, Devin, I love everything that you do. I always say to people, Devin is He's one of the most uplifted people I know, and that's saying a lot. I know a lot of uplifted people, and Devin is the real deal. He really is like this a good portion of the time, which I think is extraordinary. And so anyone in your community who's a professional coach or is even leaning into that, right? Like, maybe I want to do what Devin does. You reach out to me. I will make sure that I talk to you. I will find time for you, because some coaches are like, ooh, I don't want more people in the industry. And that's not how we feel. I'm like, there are a lot of people on the planet that could benefit from your coaching, right? It's like everybody has something to share. So reach out.
Yeah. Reach out. I'm going to give the contact information right below this video probably, and not probably, definitely, but I'm just figuring out if it's below the video or above. That's what I meant by probably. Carolyn, you're just an amazing being who is making such a difference out here in the world, and I just want to thank you for our global game changer community, and leave you with the last words. Is there anything else you want to share with people?
Well, I want to say that every day, right, we can make a decision to be a game changer. It's like, it doesn't need to be something big. It can be small. It can be opening a door. It can be saying hi to someone. It can be recognizing someone in front of us who doesn't typically get recognized. So it's like, we can all do that, starting now.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for coming out.
Awesome. Great to be here.
Yes, CFJ Coaching Success School. Thank you for tuning in. We're changing the game, changing your life. Have a great day.
See you later.
Peace.